Welcome to Bashir Electric once more. So today we are going to look at a 2-speed motor, 2 directions. So we are going to have a forward and reverse rotation of a 2-speed motor. That's low speed and high speed. So we have here our components. We have our power supply. So we have here our power supply. Here we have this one. It shall be our main breaker MCCB. Then this one shall be our forward contactor, I can call it KF. Then this one shall be our reverse contactor, can call it KR. Then after that we shall have these 3 contactors here. This one shall be KL. Now KL is a contactor for low speed. Then this one shall be KH. It is the contactor for high speed. Then this one shall remain KM. It is the contactor that shall help us to short the first winding when we are in high speed. Then this one is the overload one, TH1, and this one is overload 2. So this one must have 2 overloads on both sides because each side runs independently with it is independent current. So when we come here to our 2-speed motor, as you see, this is a 2-speed motor. I have here Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 1 means that's low speed, Roman numeral 2, that is a high speed. So when you connect power U1, V1, W1, that is high speed. I mean that is a low speed. So you connect this way power and this way do not what? You don't connect power. Leave it free. That is a low speed. So when you want a high speed, you connect power at W2, V2 and U2. Then for that case, you short W1, V1 and U1. You short them to come up with a high speed, and that will be Roman numeral 2. So the motor will be indicating Roman numeral 2 while running. Hope you're getting. Let me show you in this clip here. Like you can see in this clip here, our motor it has a delta winding, but each coil is divided into 2. We have this coil divided into 2, this one into 2 and this one into 2. So that is how a 2-speed motor is made. That is a 2-speed double wound motor. So we have initially, when we want a low speed, the coils are connected in delta format, and we shall have power at U1, V1 and W1. Are you seeing? The way we have done here, power at T is going to enter U1, V1 and W1. Then this way we leave it. Nothing we do with the U2, V2 and W2. The way it is here. The U2, W2 and V2, they just remain. Then now when we want a high speed, we are going to connect it. We are going to put our power at U2, W2 and V2, which is this one. U2, W2 and V2, they are going to receive power. Now V1, U1 and W1, they are short together. That is, these ends we short, and this is the contactor that is going to short these ends to bypass this one. You see how a short circuit is connected. Initially that is low speed. So when you move, this is how we short circuit. I see. That is how a short circuit is connected. It's created to come up with a high speed. So that is the principle how a 2-speed motor works. Now when we do the connections, the first set, these ones, they are going to give us a reverse forward. So I'm going to have this power this is the main. Now we supply the low speed contactor. Now here we are first going to have the reverse forward logic, and we are going to have this is line 1 is going to complete with line 3. Line 3 is going to complete with line 1. Then line 2 is going to maintain. It's going to be with the line 2. Then line 1 here is going to come to line 3. Are we there? Here is line 1 comes at line 3, line 2 is maintained, and line 3 comes at line 1. That is reverse forward scenario or logic. Now from there we are going to come here to our speed selection. We are going to have first connect the overload. Then line 1 is going to go to U1. Then line 2 is going to go to V, and line 3 is going to go to W. Please be critical here because we want to maintain the direction. Now here at W we must put there line 3 also. Then at U it must be line 2, at V. Then at U we must give line what? At U we must give line 1. That means we are going to have here, let me first short this one to give me the space. So this is the line 1, the one which is going at U. This one is the line 1 which goes at U, and I'm going to have it from here. First, wait. I'm going to first have line 3, then line 2, then line 1. Then we complete this one through the overload. So this side is now the side for high speed, and remember the side for high speed we said we short this side. So I'm going to have here my shorting. Oh, where is the cable? So that is how we do the power connection, and it is done. That is the full view of the power connection. So now we are going to do a control, and we see now for the control, reverse and forward, we are going to be pressing by ourselves the push buttons. But now let's just put another logic in a way that the low speed and high speed is going to be switched by the timer. For example, when we are maybe it is a conveyor, it starts with a low speed, then after time t it goes to a high speed, or any other load that you may apply the motor to, but the speeds are going to be set by the timer. That is for now, but there are very many applications how you can set different speeds and also different directions, or very many switching mechanisms. But for today, let's follow that one and see. So now under our control, I'm going to have this one is going to be our power. Then I'm going to have a control breaker, some 2-pole. Then I'm going to have an overload contact where overload normally closed. And I'm going to have a stop push button around there, and I'm going to have a start push button, another start push button. So this one is going to be MCB and this one is our thermal. We have thermal overloads. We have 2 of them. So when you are doing the wiring, you have to pass through thermal overload 1 and thermal overload 2. But let me use here one in the software just for presentation. Then here, this one is going to be our stop. So this one is going to be our start button for forward, and let me name it FX. And this one is going to be our reverse, can name it RX. Now they are going to have the self-holding contacts. They are going to self-hold around there. So this one, self-holding, it is for KF, that is contactor for forward, and this one is KR, contactor for reverse, normally open. So from there we are going to have 2 normally opens. We are going to have somewhere here 2 normally opens. This one is for forward, that is KF, contactor, and this one is for reverse, that is KR, contactor. Okay, now before we go down or down, let's do the routing for these ones. Something like that. Then this one is going to come up to this way. Like that, like that. So here we are now going to have our coils. We are going to have here our coils, and I'm going to have this one for forward. I'm going to have this one for reverse. Then I'm going to have a coil for, this is low speed. Then I'm going to have a timer, the one that is going to change over to high speed. Then I'm going to have a coil for the high speed, now a high speed contactor. Then also a coil for the contactor that shorts, the shorting contactor. Now here the high speed, reverse and forward, they are going to interlock, as we know. So this one is a contactor for forward, that is KF, and this is a normally closed for forward, that is KF, and this is a contactor for reverse, KR, and this one a closed contactor for reverse, KR, that is now interlock. Are we there? So when we come to these ones here, this is KL, the one contactor for low speed. Then this one is timer, just gonna name it T, and this one is the contactor for high speed, that was KH, and this one is a coil for the contactor that is shorts, and that is KM. They are here, all those addressings are the same here. So we are going also to interlock low speed with the high speed, with the, they are normally closed, which is here. Where is it? We have, they are normally closed, interlocking. Then we also interlock here. So this one I can name it KM or KH. They are the both contactors which switch on at once. Then this one is KL for low speed, normally closed. Then we are going to have the timer contacts. This is normally open, of the timer is going to switch on these components here. Then the normally closed of the timer is going to switch off this low speed. So this one is timer, this one is also timer, the same timer. This one normally closed, switches off this one, and this one normally open, switches on these components. So I think that is it. When you do the cabling here, you shall just have something here like this. These ones, they self-fold. So now here, forward and reverse contactor, if any is on, is going to power these components here. So we are going to have these ones like that. Any, this one or this one, so that one is an OR gate, can power on these contacts of the low and high speed. So this one can be, let me see, this one. Oh, what's wrong? I need here cable. Just put this one around there. This one can be a joint. Yeah. Then I'll need something from there also to join there. And I'll have this one, this one. So these ones will power at the same time. That is the shorting contactor and the high speed contactor. Then we shall have this one to join there like that. Then now we need the neutral. Just get our neutral, align it right there like that, then connect them. Connect this one, connect this one, that one, that one, and that one. Now we take it to the power source, which is here. Something like that, then also up to this breaker here. So that is how we do our wiring, and that is all. So we do the simulation and we see what happens. This cable here, what's wrong? This one should go. Okay, now we can set our timer here, something like 2 seconds. Okay, so to do a simulation, let's do here play, then switch on our main breaker, power breaker, switch on the control breaker. Now this is forward, this is reverse. So we are going to analyze what happens here at our motor. When we press start, you see the motor is running in forward at 1 speed, low speed. Let me zoom. You see, it is now forward 2 speed. It has changed to 2 speed. Then when you press, of course, this reverse does not run because it is interlocked. So we press stop. Then when now we press reverse, the motor has changed direction but at 1 speed. So after a given time, that's 2 seconds that we have set, it is now 2 speed. You see there are 2 Roman numerals. If I zoom this one, you see it is now 2 Roman numerals at the reverse direction. When I press stop, so I'm going to start. Let me first zoom. So when I press here FX forward, you see our motor, it is now forward 1 speed, then now forward 2 speed. Have you seen the way it has changed? So when we press here stop, the whole system stops. Then we come this way to reverse, that is RX. You see the motor is now running in reverse at 1 speed. Then after the set time, it turns to reverse but 2 speed, that is now high speed. So that is how we do this simple circuit, this simple simulation. Please, for any concern, the comment is open. Please don't forget to subscribe and also share to your fellow technicians. Please share and show the support. Thanks for watching. See you when you see my thing. When I get time, I'm gonna do this circuit but with the real devices or real components. Keep watching.